Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you an amazing, delicious fried fish recipe. Even my little one absolutely loves it. We're going to start off with 3 to 4 leaves of culantro, or you can use a handful of cilantro. I also have 3 cloves of garlic that I've just chopped up finely, and 1 large big sprig of thyme. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break my culantro leaves into my little blender here. You can also use green seasoning for this. I'm going to get the leaves off of my thyme, and as well as my garlic cloves that I've just roughly chopped up. I'm going to add a few tablespoons of water into this, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that up. Now I have my fillet pieces of fish here, my fish fillet pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze the juice of 1 whole lime over it. This is just going to help cut out any extra freshness. You can let this sit in the lime juice for about 10 minutes or so. But as you can see, I cut my pieces of fish in half that was already filleted, and these are boneless, skinless pieces of fish that I'm using. After I've rinsed them, I washed it with water and my lime juice, I'm going to go ahead and season that with some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to get that little mixture that I blended up and pour it over it. You want to use a bowl big enough where all the pieces of fish can get a nice amount of that seasoning in there. And I'm gently going to toss it around so that each piece kind of gets coated in the seasoning, and make sure that salt and pepper is also evenly distributed throughout the fish. I'm trying to be very gentle. I don't want to break up the pieces of fish. And I'm going to let this marinate for about 20-30 minutes. The longer the better, of course, but 20-30 minutes should be just fine. Just make sure everything is sitting nicely in that amazing seasoning mixture that we made. Of course, like I said, you can use your green seasoning mixture for that as well. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and let that marinate. And after it's been marinating, I have some egg wash, which is just a couple eggs and some water that I've beat up, as well as some salt and pepper. And I've also got some all-purpose flour and some cornmeal that I've also seasoned with salt and pepper. I'm going to go ahead and mix together and incorporate together my cornmeal and my flour. And this is so simple and super easy, but it's really, really delicious. Now our fish pieces that have been marinating, I'm going to take one out and get all that excess seasoning off, dunk it in my egg wash, and then place it in a little part of my flour and cornmeal, and just cover it and pat it down to make sure that it is covered really well with the flour and the cornmeal. And then set that onto a separate plate so that it kind of dries out a little bit. We're just going to continue on. Get your pieces of fish, dunk it in the egg wash, and then put it in the flour and cornmeal, and make sure and cover it all around to make sure that all the pieces are coated lovely in that cornmeal and flour mixture. All the amounts, of course, will be listed below in the description box for you guys. Now I'm just going to continue on, and when I'm finished with that, I'm going to go ahead and I have a skillet here with about 1.5 inches of vegetable oil, and my heat is on medium. And I'm going to place in a couple pieces of fish at a time. You don't want to overcrowd your pan, depending on the size of the pan that you're using. And these are going to cook for about 4 to 6 minutes on each side until they're a nice golden brown color. But really let it go for about 4 to 5 minutes at least on one side before flipping it. I'm going to use a fork and a spatula just to help me out here. But we really want to let it cook on one side completely before flipping it, because we don't want it to break up. And just let that go on for about another 4 to 5 minutes on each side or so. And then I just like to flip it after that, just for it to get a nice lightly golden color. But just until really your desired color, but till the fish is thoroughly cooked through. 4 to 6 minutes on each side should be perfect. I'm going to remove my fish from my oil and place it on a plate or platter that is lined with paper towels or napkins. You can see I'm using a slotted spatula and a fork to help me remove it. And if you have any pieces of fish that started to get a little bit soggy, just dip it back in that flour and then put it to fry. That green seasoning leftover mixture that we had our fish marinating in, don't throw that away. We're going to make an amazing sauce for this fish. I'm going to take that sauce and pour it into a small saucepan. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in a hot pepper because I really like my sauce to be spicy, but of course that's optional. I'm adding in 1 whole hot pepper here, and I'll be breaking it as it's cooking so the heat it releases into the sauce. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in some ketchup. Literally just mix that around. If you need to, you can add a couple tablespoons of water to it if you didn't have enough water liquid in that sauce. Just mix that around and let it cook, because remember the fish was marinated in that, and you want to make sure that anything is cooked out of that. And I'm going to be breaking my pepper to make sure that the heat gets into it, and that is pretty much it. I am telling you, everyone loves this recipe. It is absolutely delicious. It's super easy. My little one absolutely loves this fish recipe. I hope that you guys enjoy this recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and do give this recipe a try. It's incredible. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.